I am Angela Lee Pucci. I am a fighter, a world champion, a survivor.
Watching MMA has always been a form of escapism. To watch an athlete climb tenaciously to the top of the world through sheer hard work, grit and talent is nothing short of awe-inspiring. Fighters give hope to audiences in every crevice of the world that dreams can be materialized. But what happens when the pressures of a sport, life, and being a champion become too much? What happens when the greatest family to ever have graced the world of MMA fractures at the very core? The story of the Lees is one of triumph, but also one of great tragedy. This has been one of the hardest videos that I've ever put together, but I hope that in recounting the story of the Lee family, and in particular Angela, that it can help raise awareness for an extremely important message. This video will contain subject matter that deals with very distressing topics, so please consider how you want to engage with this content. And so, to tell the story properly, we must go back to the beginning.
Martial arts is become a way of life for my children, for my family. It was always instilled to them as a way of life. It wasn't a choice or a recreation because the values and the benefits of the martial arts we felt were life skills.
This became part of our daily routine, something that we didn't question. After school, we come home and then we go to train. That routine has been instilled in us ever since we were little. And so it taught us discipline and hard work from an early age.
Martial arts is something that is in my family's roots. My parents are both martial artists.
We really try and do everything together. We're very close. We genuinely love to hang out with each other.
Right after graduation, that's when I started training for MMA, and I took my amateur fights as soon as I turned 18.
Oh my God.
Here in Hawaii, I had 3, and then turned professional after that.
Making her one championship debut from United MMA, Angela Lee!
Oh, and a great takedown. Wow. That's Angela Lee. This fight brought to you by Kawasaki. There for the doubling again. Nice sprawl by Angela.
Now she might have a choke. Looks like for this thing, she had seen that.
He's setting up the twister here, Steve. By a twister, Angela Lee!
It's a big back suplex.
She's tapped out. It's
Looks like
over,
it's kind of
bitch.
a neck crank.
It's a neck crank. It's not underneath that chair, but she's tapped out.
Yes,
Sword crank in the neck did it. She had the figure four. And this is for the inaugural One Championship Atomweight World Title. Brought to you by G-Shot. Minus Kristen, she needed to be.
Angela Lee jumps guard and reverses into
Atomweight World Champion, Angela, trusted sister, Lee!
I wanted to dedicate this fight to my parents, my mom and dad. You guys are the reason why I'm here. I'm so grateful for everything you do.
Angela, in just one calendar year, had gone on a 5-fight submission streak, taking out the top contenders at Atomweight and snatching herself the first twisted submission in One Championship history. Perhaps even more unbelievably, by her 6th fight in the organisation and as a pro, she would get a grueling unanimous decision win over the crafty Japanese veteran Mei Yamaguchi, becoming the inaugural Atomweight World Champion. Angela would then prove it wasn't a fluke by defending her title 2 more times in the following year. And for those that were following the sport closely during this time, Angela had quickly become one of the stars of the organisation. But this rise to stardom wasn't trodden alone. Her younger brother Christian Lee had joined her on the path to greatness, debuting just a couple months after Angela, and would go on an equally incredible streak of fights, going 10-1 by the end of 2017, all wins coming by way of devastating finish. For the Lee family, well, they looked unstoppable. Angela, the undefeated champion, and now Christian riding a win streak worthy of putting himself in front of a title shot. To round off 2017, Angela would be scheduled to face Mei Yamaguchi in a rematch, and Angela was looking to put on a show.
But it's a dream that almost ended when Angela fell asleep while driving back in November.
A single car accident in Mililani that left Lee with a concussion and other injuries.
You were involved in a terrible car crash in Hawaii. The doctor said would have killed most people.
I remember seeing the photos of the car accident, and obviously, you know, shocking to see and very happy to see that you're okay and that you're able to resume your career.
What actually happened that morning?
Got in my car, just wasn't really fully rested. So I was driving on the highway.
And it's because you fell asleep at the wheel? Is that the story?
It was like a split second. My eyes just closed. You know, I turned my wheel and I hit the guardrail. My car just started rolling. Just the airbags went off. Yeah, it's still crazy to think about. Yeah, my parents tell me all the time it was a miracle that, you know, so many things could have gone wrong that morning. And we're just very lucky and very blessed to just, you know, be here today.
For her to walk away from this type of accident that caused a vehicle to overturn 6 times, we are so extremely grateful.
I still get emotional thinking about it and talking about it because sometimes you're just used to being strong all the time and having to put up this face like to the world that everything is okay. But sometimes it's just not. Just, you know, it's kind of traumatizing.
Yeah.
So it was really good to take, you know, the time off from everything, you know, kind of just pause everything that I was doing regarding like fighting and training and kind of like a restart button. I got that fire back, my passion, my purpose. I'm so ready. I'm so excited just to get out there again. So you're going to see the best version of me.
After a horrifying near-death experience, Angela would take over a year, not to physically recover, but to mentally. And it's no wonder why. Life can feel so abstract, so deliberate, and it's those brushes with mortality that expose so many fissures within our souls, undiscovered darknesses that need time and love to heal. In that place of quiet reflection, Angela rekindled a fire inside of her that promised to see a better, stronger, and more positive athlete on the other side of it. And all that was left to do was to manifest that energy inside the circle of one.
The moments before, and Angela Lee back. There's nothing quite like it. This one brought to you by Prix. The stomach, go the ribs. Expect the hands will fall, then go the head for the knockout. Angela presses her against the cage.
Judges have scored this bout in favor of your winner by unanimous decision.
Upon her return, she would dispel any notion that the crash had affected her physically by dispatching Mei Yamaguchi in a dominant performance. But just defending her belt wasn't what was on her mind. Angela wanted her comeback to be legendary, and so set her sight on one championship history, becoming the first ever female 2-division simultaneous world champ. Standing in her way of this lofty goal was a devastating force in her own right, Zhongjing Nang, the violent finisher who had only one blemish on her record and had claimed the inaugural strawweight championship a year prior. The opponent didn't matter though. Lee felt she was destined for greatness. It's just, the universe doesn't exactly work that way.
Unstoppable! Angela Lee!
Oh, Angela's hurt! The body shot hurt her! The punching panda! Angela's in trouble! It's over! It's Zhongjing Nan!
Zhong had etched away the 0 in Angela's record, something many felt wouldn't happen for a very long time. Angela, undeterred by the loss, felt that a rematch could be earned by sprinting headlong into the #1 contender at Zhong's weight class.
Take down early on from Nicolini. You know she wants to get Angela down. And big bridge by Angela Lee into Montana. It just slips out of it.
Unanimous decision from the blue corner, Michelle
Angela wasn't one to sit back and lament. 2 losses in a row after being undefeated for so many years is surely devastating, but Angela was fighting in a higher weight class and was trying to push the boundaries for women's MMA. It was nothing to be scoffed at. Angela was still the champion at Atomweight, and One Championship had the perfect opponent in mind for her 4th defense. Zhongjing Nang, who had now demanded her own chance for a second belt. The rematch was booked, and it was promised to be fireworks. But first, Christian Lee, through blood and sweat, had clawed his own way to championship gold. He would be taking on MMA legend Shinya Aoki for the lightweight title, in a bid for the siblings to become the first ever world champion brother and sister.
It is evident every single time he sets foot inside the circle. Christian Lee is becoming the complete package. He has no holes in his game.
And this young phenom is just extraordinary in all aspects.
It's history. My sister and I have always dreamed of becoming the first ever brother-sister mixed martial arts world champions.
5 months after becoming champion siblings, it was time for Angela to defend her belt against Zhong, and on that very same night, Christian Lee would also be fighting in the lightweight Grand Prix final. One night, 2 world champion siblings. What had started as a tough first half of the year for Angela had resolved by the waning months of 2019, cementing her place as Atomweight Queen in the second fight against the Chinese phenom and rekindling discussions of another attempt to take Zhong's crown. In that very same night, the Lee family reaffirmed their dominance, with Christian claiming victory in the finals of the lightweight Grand Prix. Angela and Christian, over the course of 4 years, had experienced all the twists and turns of a life dedicated to mixed martial arts, the ecstasy of the highest highs, showered in gold and adorned with championship belts, to the lows, crushing defeats and heartbreaking setbacks. But at the end of it, one humble family stood at the top and had quite fittingly become the face of One Championship. In October of 2020, after a year hiatus, Angela announced that she was pregnant and would be giving birth in April of 2021. The CEO of One Championship, Chatri, would refuse to strip Angela, despite the fact that becoming a mother would more than likely put her out of action for at least 2 years since her last fight. Instead, he did the right thing, allowing her pregnancy leave and to concentrate on growing her family. In Angela's absence, not only would Christian carry on fighting, defending the lightweight crown, but we would also see the rise of another from the family, their younger sister Victoria, who had just signed with One Championship as their youngest ever athlete, at just the age of 16.
Hi, I'm Victoria Lee.
Victoria is so talented, and I cannot wait for you guys to see what skills she has when she makes her debut.
I would like the world to see me as someone who is an authentic person, and hopefully that anyone else who wants to pursue their passion just jumps on any opportunity that they can get. Hopefully I can be relatable to people and show that whatever they want to achieve is not so far out of reach if only you have the right people around you.
Hey Sprout, I am so excited for you. I'm so proud of you and all the work that you've been putting in. I know you're going to do amazing. I love you so much.
Back to your corner. The enemies to see some plans to do. Nice straight line punches early on from Victoria. Towers over her by 11 centimetres. Right hand to the jaw. Shin very high on the finish line.
What compliment do people give you the most?
I don't know. Oh man, those live interviews are still really hard.
Out of her corner to Victoria Lee, wasting no time in engaging, and a takedown from. She wants to take the arm home to Hawaii. She gets her. Victoria.
I'm still getting used to this whole process, but it's more familiar to me now. This is just the fun part, so.
Lee, only 17 years old.
She might want to try to work wizard kick, but that's what happens. Once those hands lock,
she's on above the right eye. Referee says no more.
Victoria, the prodigy.
Victoria would take the Atomweight division by storm. 3 beautiful finishes within just 1 year. The youngest ever athlete to fight for one championship. And not only had she proven that she could hang in a professional organization, she also showed that, like her brother and sister before her, she could dominate. After her final win at the tail end of the year, she would announce that she would be taking some time off to focus on her studies and to graduate. Coming back to Angela, one would announce a very exciting Atomweight Grand Prix that would take place over the entirety of 2021. It featured some big names, such as former Ryzen and UFC fighter Seo Hee Ham, wrestling phenom Ritu Phogat, and perhaps the biggest prospect, Stamp Fairtex, the former One Championship kickboxing and Muay Thai world champion, who was making an historic run to become a 3-sport world champion. Standing in her way was a 3-stage Grand Prix. Angela would sit back, anticipating the birth of her first child, and from the sidelines would see the rise of not only her younger sister, but also her next opponent.
Obey my instructions at all times. Touch gloves if you want, back to your corners.
Because now we'll determine who goes through to the semi-finals. Standing guillotine attempt from Russell Hinya. Don't take some punishment now. Take some damage to the side of the face.
In favor of your winner,
believe still alive. Now that is a championship mindset right there. And to get the takedown, dude, to end the round. Shots landed by Meza Barba.
Fantastic stuff there from Meza Barba.
Meza Barba's a high-level striker, ladies and gentlemen.
It's funny because Denise and Seo Hee Ham were both the favorites in the tournament, and now they're both eliminated. I think there's a high chance that Stamp and Ritu will end up being in the finals.
Ritu may be setting the overhand right, drops down. Can she sink a takedown early? Double leg, picks her up! Boom, shakalaka!
I call this contest in favor of your winner by unanimous decision.
Stamp versus Ritu Phogat in the World Grand Prix Championship final. Here we go. Ritu immediately tries to close the gap and look to take Stamp down. Stamp shrugs her off and keeps distance for the strikes.
Stamp is very dangerous inside next. Yeah, Ritu uses him just as a disguise for that shot. There she goes. She gets that single leg. Now she's in the open. Let's see what she can do here. Stamp's trying to jump onto the back.
Stamp Fairtex sums out Ritu. Stamp Fairtex is the Atomweight World Grand Prix champion. Stamp Fairtex will take on Angela Lee.
Stamp through blood and sweat would crawl her way to the top of a 3rd sport in a grueling year-long Atomweight Grand Prix, and hoisting that belt over her head would beckon the Queen to return to the sport and to defend her throne. But after so long away from the sport, and now a mother, many questioned whether Angela would be the same dominant force inside the circle. Well, there was only one way to answer that question, and after 29 months since her last fight, Angela would drape the belt back over her shoulder, back to cement her legacy as the Atomweight Queen.
Like, I can't wait to go out there and prove to everyone and show to everyone, you know, just what I can do now.
I don't have that kind of like animosity, rivalry kind of a thing. As soon as the cage door closes, you know, it's go time.
to show you what I've been working on, and I feel like I'm better than ever, honestly. Like, I've been putting in some work and just working on growing and developing as a martial artist, and you guys are in for a treat on Saturday.
She makes me hungry. With you, and I see you, I see you.
Let's go. 11:09 p.m. Saturday, March 26, 2022. The collision course we all knew would happen, and they come out tricky hands.
This is where Stamp does a lot of good work, utilizing the elbows and the knees.
Kiss on Stamp.
Angela's been hurt to the body before. Stamp's jumping on her.
Here it comes! Here it comes! No! Angela survived! But she's hurt! Of Angela Lee!
Oh, she got that body lock. Stamp was able to utilize that overhead to really get you. So he's at the back!
The tide is turned! Angela on the back! Catching thunder out!
You know, this is gonna be my first fight as a mother, and you know, there's talks about if I'm gonna be the same, and you know what, I'm not gonna be the same. I'm gonna be better.
She's flipping around!
Rear naked choke.
15 seconds remaining!
Stamp's gotta survive.
Is it gonna tap? No!
Ladies and gentlemen, your referee, Mr. Justin Brown, has called a stop to this contest after 4 minutes and 50 seconds in the second round. By way of rear naked choke.
The undisputed women's Atomweight champion of the world.
After almost 3 years away from the sport, Angela would make a triumphant comeback, upsetting bids for Stamp to become a 3-sport world champion. Her resilience put on full display by coming back to win after almost being finished in the first round. With the victory, it was fairly obvious what was next for her. The trilogy everyone wanted to see, and a second chance at becoming a simultaneous 2-division champion.
When you have Angela Lee taking on the Panda, true trilogy fight. Trilogies have different meanings based on who you ask. Chael has one, which is you're going into the third fight, and you have split results in the first 2. For me, that's very important.
你打的时候是打的不要输，不是打的赢。
那是他的想法，那他的想法不是我的想法。我 KO 你就对了，等着拿下你，拿下你。
These are 2 of the best female martial arts on the planet, and there's genuine bad blood between them. They just have a genuine competitive tension, a genuine dislike for each other, and I think that fuels the fire.
我也有我自己的就像我们所说的必杀技一样，然后来对付安吉拉里的一些技术，所以真的希望大家能够期待比赛。
Capturing this second belt has been a goal of mine for many years now.
Despite the fact the fight was incredibly hard fought, Zhang would prove to be the better fighter of the night. Lee was able to show her incredible heart and determination by coming back to win rounds after nearly being finished on a few occasions, but with the loss it seemed that the trilogy was sealed and Angela's hopes of becoming a two-division simultaneous world champion were razed to ash and dust. And despite the CEO of ONE feeling that Angela had won the contest, the trilogy had been set in stone, and there was nothing for Angela but to move back down to the division she already ruled over. But for the Lee family, not all dreams were laid to rest for double championship glory. Christian would take to the circle just a month later to fight Kareem Abazov, the current welterweight champion, in a bid to snatch a second crown. In a grueling comeback fight, Christian would finish the welterweight champion via TKO in the 4th round to become a simultaneous two-division champion. It was a prestigious moment not only for ONE championship and their homegrown star, but for the Lees, who had finally sealed fate on one of their most hard-fought dreams. 2022 drew to a close in the winter months. The Lee family still reigning atop multiple divisions. Angela, despite her hopes for making history being lost momentarily, eyed a return to her original division. Christian stood tall as a double champion, gold and leather draped gloriously upon either side of his shoulders, and the young Victoria, now graduated, was slated for a return fight against Zebra Bueno at the other side of the festive season.
On December 26, 2022, our family experienced something no family should ever have to go through. It is incredibly difficult to say this. Our Victoria passed away. She has gone too soon, and our family has been completely devastated since then. We miss her, more than anything in this world. Our family will never be the same. Life will never be the same. Each and every little thing makes me think of you, from the sun rays to the sunset. You taught us to see the beauty in the simple things. You were our bright light, our sunshine, and that will never change. You were perfect in every way, the best person I knew, the most beautiful girl, inside and out. We love you, Victoria. I love you, Sprout, until the end of time. Please give our family grace and respect during this most difficult time. And please, check on your loved ones. Keep checking on them. Give them hugs and tell them how much they mean to you. You just never know.
At this time, we ask that you all be upstanding as we observe a moment of silence to remember and to honor Miss Victoria Lee. From all of us at the ONE Championship family and the entire martial arts community around the world, we'll miss you, Victoria. May you rest in peace.
Victoria's passing rippled through the MMA community, and it's rare that this young sport deals with such tragedy. And certainly for me, the news was a very hard thing to hear. She was so young and so talented, and cruelly taken too early. I remember the excitement of her debut, witnessing the rise of yet another one of the Lee family, and I, along with the MMA space, were eager to just see how far her talent could carry her. Following Victoria's passing, the Lee family would permanently close the doors to their MMA gym, and so naturally the question became, would we actually see them fight again? With such pain, such loss, centered around the sport, so many memories locked inside a gym, each punching bag, 1,000 stories. I'm sure for anyone, even the thought of picking the gloves back up again would be a painful and difficult one. Angela, after 9 months of silence, would release the following statement.
I am Angela Lee Pucci. I'm 26 years old. I am a sister, a daughter, a wife, a mother, a world champion, a fighter, a survivor. This sounds like the start of any other interview that I've given in my past 9 years of being a professional MMA fighter. Hi, I'm Angela Lee. I'm Angela Lee. This is Angela Lee from ONE Champ. But it's not. In 2017, I attempted suicide. This is my fight story. As someone who's in the public eye, and especially someone who is a fighter, often the majority of our adversities are kept hidden. We don't want to show weakness, and we feel the need to portray this image that everything is okay, that life is good, that we are strong. And there are truths to that. But what we feel outside of those moments is never acknowledged. Oftentimes, we are left to face those moments alone, dealing with our own self-doubt, negativity, and dark thoughts, along with the silencing fear of speaking our truth to our family. I've always taken pride in trying my best to be 100% authentic and real. But there is a line that only you can draw between how much you choose to share with the world and how much you choose to keep hidden. It is hard to be transparent. It leaves you feeling vulnerable. My car accident on November 6, 2017 was not an accident. For the longest time, I blocked this out of my mind. It's been 6 years, and although I've done a lot of growing and healing since then, it's still difficult to think about, let alone talk about. Because even after my attempt, I was still too afraid to say what I was feeling. 2017, I was still undefeated, and I got engaged. Life was good, shouldn't it be? I was getting ready for my fight camp. I was in the middle of it. I was 2 weeks out, and I thought that this fight was the most important thing in my life. I didn't want to be a disappointment. Because I survived, it was very difficult to go on and live life as normal because no one knew what had really happened. I did tell one person, my husband, and even then, I still felt very alone in dealing with what happened because as much as he loved me and wanted to help me, he just did not understand. I let time do most of the work because as the days passed, things slowly got better. This is what worked for me, and it may or may not work for you. The important thing is you find ways and methods that help make you feel better. In March of 2023, I created Fightstory.
Fightstory is a mental health non-profit organisation created by combat athletes for fighters of all walks of life, to share their stories, to inspire hope, and to build a community for all to thrive in their mental and physical wellness journey. Fightstory is here to help the athletes that we as fans watch every weekend, an organisation that runs in the memory of Victoria. If you want to join the fight for a great cause that promises for a better world in the MMA community, then I'm asking whether you would consider donating to Fightstory. I've made that super easy by having a fundraiser on the side of this video. Anything that you can spare will be greatly appreciated. I want to show Fightstory what we in this community can do by hitting the target of $500 in the next month. Failing that, you could pop to their website and grab yourself some merch, like I'm wearing here in this video.
Many will ask, why are you choosing to share this now? Why did you create Fightstory? Sorry. On December 26, 2022, my sister Victoria took her own life. She was the most selfless person I knew. She would want her passing to mean something, to save lives. Fightstory is a part of her, just as it is a part of me. It is something we created together to help people and to make the world a better place. Fightstory was created because of Victoria.
Angela's bravery to come out and share her and Victoria's story was something that the MMA world was not prepared for, but it certainly was needed. And so again, it would mean the world to me if we could raise some money in Victoria's name and to support this amazing cause. Fightstory now holds an important space in the world of MMA, and hopefully Angela and her team's efforts will grow roots deep into every fighter's lives. The more it is talked about, the faster this amazing cause flourishes. Angela's return to the sport was shrouded in darkness. She was still the Atomweight champion, but nothing was on the table. The Lee family gym was still closed, and understandably both her and Christian had yet to announce their comeback. One championship had scheduled former opponent Stamp Fairtex to take on Co Hee Ham for an interim title in September. When fight week rolled around, it was announced that not only would Angela be there, watching her next opponent scrap it out for a shot at her, but also she was scheduled to make a special announcement inside of the cage, presumably about Fightstory.
Fightstory was created because of my sister Victoria. Our mission at Fightstory is to save lives. And we believe that speaking the truth, advocating awareness, and creating a safe community is what's most important.
Thank you for what you're doing. Now, in the media, you've spoken about a big announcement that you wanted to make here in Singapore.
I'm here today to officially announce my retirement. Tomorrow, I'm going to be officially announcing my retirement. Oh, yeah. And so your fight is going to be for the real belt against Ham. Yeah.
Now the interim has been removed. This will be for the actual Atomweight Mixed Martial Arts World Championship.
Well, I want to make you so proud. I'm proud already. Proud already. Okay?
14. Will Stamp become a three-sport world champion, or will Ham fulfill a lifelong dream and capture championship gold?
Ham better be careful with that because Stamp will end up breaking that arm.
I will do my best tomorrow. I don't know what happened, but I will have.
Stamp has done her homework on Ham.
Stamp goes down off of a straight left. Ham sits down. Stamp.
No. She's hurt.
This could be it.
She makes history and becomes a three-sport world champion.
Undisputed, one Atomweight MMA champion of the world!
The belt had changed hands in one of the most incredibly emotional nights of mixed martial arts the world has ever been graced with. Angela's Atomweight legacy, now carried fittingly by a former opponent, and a woman who embodies what it means to be a mixed martial artist. But most importantly, Angela now stands for something else. Her vulnerability and openness becomes a call into the dense darkness, to those suffering, those in pain, those bereft of light, and to those who feel that they don't have a voice. One story offered, perhaps more than one life saved.
I am here today so that I can share my story with you. Maybe by hearing this, you can see that this does not have to be the end. There are people who love and care about you. Tomorrow can be a brighter day if you just survive the night. So stay, live to tell your story.
Fightstory was created from a need for change, a need for purpose, a need for hope. We all have a story to tell. These stories are like chapters in a book of which is our life. The good, the bad, the ups, the downs, the struggles, the triumphs. It is all a part of the journey, and it all leads you to where you're destined to be. You are the author of your own book. You control the narrative. Keep writing. The best is yet to come.
If you are struggling right now, if you're in a dark place, if you are contemplating ending your life, let us be the ones to say, we understand.
It's a long way down from the top of the clouds to the ground. Everybody's coming round. I just wanna go home. I don't know where that is anymore. It's a long way out till you hear the sounds of the sound. Big waves crashing